Hello all, and welcome back to Tales of Berseria. So let's get into it. So I guess the first thing I should start off with is it's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, stuff has came up.
Aw, are you tired, Hoodle?
You sure he's not just trying to hide from us?
So first we'll start with the last time we streamed. I rendered it. We went to upload it to YouTube, and for whatever reason, the software rendered the raw footage instead of the edited version. For those in YouTube, for Twitch, I let the intros play, and then we jump in. So yeah, it was that whole thing, and so I had to go cut those out and then re-render it, and then re-upload. And that I can't upload and stream at during the same time. Internet no likey that, so that was a no go. Then I believe that was Wednesday. Thursday, some stuff came up and I couldn't do anything. Friday, lunch didn't settle with me, let's just put it like that, and there was no way I was going to stream. Then this weekend was the NASCAR Championship weekend, so it was kind of that kind of took priority, and I had some stuff break around here that I had to take care of. That's the late start. So we'll go for a couple hours, and then definitely going to be back tomorrow when we'll see where we're at on everything. So yeah, that's where we'll that's the game plan. So enough babbling along here. So we during my lunch breaks, other than Friday, I did fishing, and we have damn near them all now. And so my plan for tonight is we're gonna finish those, and then we'll continue MSQ. Oh, I guess we'll go to the training grounds real quick and see if we can do those real quick as well.
We've reached our destination.
Group battle. Okay, okay, so it's time to start one while we're not logged in. Okay, so Solitude. Honestly, I do not remember where what fishes were.
Finally. If only...
So lure. Okay, green means we captured it.
There's a nice
kind of
breeze here.
thing. Yeah, there's a fishing spot up there. No. There we go.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Most places that we're gonna go to, it's gonna be completed on the fishing, as far as I know.
Oh, you...
Yep, this place is all good. No, that's town. No fishing that way. It's Prison Valley. That's fishing up over there.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
There's something in the water.
Oh, we got everything here. And no fishing. Sear Hill. Yep, that's a fishing spot there.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
We're gonna be hearing those conversations quite a bit. Oh, we got everything here. No fishing there. Fishing that ranch. Fishing there. Fishing there. No fishing there. That's the palace, obviously no fishing.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Nope, got everything here. 37 Canyon, Adam Lake, Lava 2, Marshland, Cargo Freighter. Come on. Okay. There. It's town. Fishing there. There's no fishing there.
You finally made it.
Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining.
Yeah, let's not deal with shiny enemies right now.
There's a nice breeze here.
There's everything here. The lake.
We've reached our destination.
There's something in the water.
Okay. Aha, okay.
Where should I cast my line?
There we go. And then we just lay out there.
Dang, this fish is being stubborn.
Once figuring out the trick for fishing became relatively easy. You're not as much trouble.
This is quite the catch, if I do say so myself.
Oh my gosh, that's a really rare species.
Not as much trouble on this boss one in comparison to the first time we tried fishing.
Yes! I caught a big one.
Is that even a fish? It's rather enormous for one, is it not?
Of course it is. It's an Orem arowana, a freshwater species that makes its home in these parts.
It's quite the impressive specimen. Why, I don't believe we ever had anything so large for dinner back at the palace.
That's because a fish like this is way too big to put on display at a formal dinner, let alone one for a sitting lord.
You catch a giant fish, and all you can talk about is how you're going to eat it?
What's wrong? You like eating too, don't you, Law? I can guarantee a fish this big is going to make for a good meal.
Well, when you put it like that, I guess I am a little excited to dig into it and see how it tastes.
Moments such as this are a good reminder of what I would have missed out on. I'm glad I decided to join you all on this journey. I may have once been a lord, but in truth, my insight into this world was rather limited. And that is, despite the myriad opportunities lordship ostensibly affords.
Wish every Renin was as self-aware as you. Maybe then things wouldn't be so bad.
Indeed. When I say Menencio was beyond lucky to have you as its lord, I really mean it. I'd even say it was miraculous. Now, as for that fish, I'm thinking I'll make some steaks out of it tonight.
Oh, that sounds good! I can't wait!
Miraculous. That's hardly the word I would use to describe myself.
Okay, that's one fish down. I guess we can go to the wolf. Real quick.
We've reached our destination.
I believe there's only one fish here in this fishing spot that we can get. Yeah, the silver merlin, which we can't.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one.
That's like the final fish boss. I have no idea how we're supposed to catch it without the lure, which we get at 40 different species of fish, which
I think it's safe to...
I think we're gonna have them all. Or we're gonna be like one short. I have no idea what to get this last one. That's why we were going to all the fishing spots. See if there was any that we
It's
missed.
here now.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna turn around this way and we wanna go up this way. And we ran into a fight. There we go.
You're mine! Dragon Swarm! There!
You made quick work of it!
Mega
Want me to pick up your
Sword!
slot then? Just pointing it out!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Wow, that was a nice move there.
I know, right? Bet you couldn't do it.
So it's a grab here, thrust the left leg, then use the right arm to leverage over.
Stop memorizing my move!
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to do something real quick on the PlayStation. Okay, let's see. So
I hope we catch something decent.
everything
Indeed.
there.
Hungry belly.
In his sanctum.
We've reached our destination.
Food's almost done, so I'm gonna switch up the food here.
It's freezing.
Really? I didn't notice. Plus, Hoodle's all fluffy and warm.
Mind if I borrow him for a moment?
At some point, we're just gonna cook all the food.
Hey, that
Shionne, could we talk a moment?
And then we'll just run through this real quick.
I'm looking forward to breakfast. Did you get enough sleep?
And just because we're here, we're gonna grab these. Still looking for the regenerative pistol. Just still elusive. As you see, we got a bunch of other crystals maxed out. That's everything. Yeah, that's everything. And we'll also just go through and make all the accessories as well, all the weapons, you know, all the usual stuff.
There's something in the water.
We're probably gonna, if not 100% this
Where
game,
should I
get
cast my
very close
line?
to it. Okay, we got everything here. Marshlands, that's fishing over there.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Let's run over here. Cobalt Trout.
Now where might those fish be?
What's the combo? China Square.
Ha! This feels like a big one. I'll let you go this time.
Oh, motherfucker.
This one's putting up a real fight. Nabbit, it got away.
I hate when it goes to the right.
This feels like a big one. Good fishers always keep their cool.
And just as I say that, I lose it going to the left. I hate the arrows.
This feels like a big one. That was disappointing. Oh boy, she's a big one. Gotta know when to quit.
Oh, what the fuck happened on the last one?
Oh boy, she's a big one. I'll get you next time.
I'm hating this.
This feels like a big one.
There we go.
This is quite the catch, if I do say so myself.
That thing lives on Dana?
What a gorgeous fish you caught. It almost looks a little like a gemstone. It's breathtaking.
It's called a Cobalt Trout. They're actually tremendously rare. I never thought I'd catch one for myself.
I wonder how it tastes.
What?
Look at how big it is. Its growth must have been pretty unusual. Maybe it absorbed some water astral energy or something.
Mutated fish are known to be pretty cautious by nature. It's possible it turned out this way after years of avoiding human contact.
We're still going to eat it though, aren't we?
Come on, we don't have to eat it, right? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of other fish we could catch later.
Yeah, I guess.
No way. You should always eat whenever you get the chance. You never know when the enemy will strike next.
That's true.
Shionne only wants to eat the damn thing. I hope at some point they tell us why she's always so hungry. That's the castle. I don't think there's any fishing. So that's every spot. So how are we supposed to catch the Merlin?
We finally made it.
A fish! You said...
Well, if you-
But too. Right? Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Okay, so there's a side quest that is supposed to pop.
Okay, off we go.
And there's no side quest, so we can't catch the Silver Merlin until that quest pops.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
Okay, let's go.
You're still not done fishing yet? Boring.
You need patience to fish.
Okay.
Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. Reel it in. Well, it's not bad per se.
Could have been worse. At least you caught something.
Box and X.
Reel it in.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to be able to catch the Merlin without the lure. So we need that last side quest. So hopefully we don't run into a point of no return.
Anybody could reel in that.
That went pretty well.
Because if we hit that, that's gonna suck being trapped. That means we would have to finish it up post-game. Or post-MSQ. So, let's go to Rinna! Or Linigus. It's Linigus, right?
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Alright, here we go. Here, MSQ. You all ready?
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Ah, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, back.
Everything okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Let's talk to everyone.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though. You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched, helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live, but why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shionne. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Dahnan victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this together.
Next one. Oh, these two. They're together. Why are they together?
Hey, Alphen, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dahna in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Rinwell still likes teasing Law, doesn't she? That must be the exit. So... I wonder what that is. Maybe... shops? Kisara's all the way here in the back, eh? What is she doing back here?
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while we're down there. Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lennigus, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Alright, cool, that's everyone. Now back to Dolheim.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shionne?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this Red Woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That Red Woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shionne, we'll find them. There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this Red Woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a Sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shionne's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shionne and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Don't you think finding disguises would be a better first step? Just kind of stand out like a sore thumb wandering around with weapons and armor, not looking like Renans.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you 2 children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renans actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
So what's that literally behind us? Oh, take off. Okay, so as long as we can fast travel, I have no problem for us continuing forward. We're gonna run into something that we're not gonna like. Fight of some kind, guarantee it. Place looks a little destroyed.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself, okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shionne. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
It's gonna happen all around.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even made with people living here in mind?
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? They must have designed it to transform like this. But then, if they knew people were going to live here, you'd think they would have taken that into consideration, to avoid all this chaos.
Ordinarily, yes. You'd think so. Trust me, as far as we were concerned, Lenegis was our home, nothing more. No one knew about all this. It makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an afterthought. But if so, to what exactly?
Sorry, that probably sounded weird, huh?
Not at all. Sometimes it takes an outsider's eye to help you notice what you've been missing all along. This place is a mystery, that's for sure. Something tells me we'll find answers where we're going, though.
Yeah, you're right, Shionne. I'm sure we will.
There's map action. And 3 people to talk to. And next, okay. I guess let's head to this one first.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Oh, I was hoping that was some item or something. In all my years, never have I seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so very much for taking the time to help an old woman like me.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Thought so. Oh, there's an orange gel here, eh? Remember that if we need another orange gel. At some point. Anyone else? Anything else? Nope, talk to her.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renin, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lennigus is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, The people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shionne, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Heros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma, the same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it! I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Danon city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Sarah was having a little fun with them. And, don't leave.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, their sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
So that's a subquest. Any other subquests yet? Nope. Ah, well, let's talk to people. Oh, of course it's not. Voice. You don't know which lord I support? Why? Are you out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency Urwalsi Teldalis? I have no idea, and I butchered that. You probably know him better as Lord Balsef. A lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realize he can be an aggressive man. What those people don't realize is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say that that house Teldias? I don't know. Doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that.
Yes!
But His Excellency always stands up against anyone who would mean us harm. Of that you can be sure. His effort in the crown contest aren't only for his family, but to improve the standards of each and every member of his house.
Yes!
I owe so much to His Excellency. I could never dream of serving any other lord.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Omidre, I bet. Lord Dolheim, you've returned. And I see you brought some aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes? Not only do I support House Cross, but more specifically, his lordship personally. Oh, I guess I was wrong. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to anyone who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. But since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent that's not turbulent. Tumult? I don't know. I've been able to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them aloud. There's this a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is divine poetry. He hails from the frame house Quaris, and his name is Lord Dolheim. Music is his passion, the arts his great love. The scores of boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic his posture. Why, the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Okay. Once he becomes our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for our grand civilization. Until the great day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Well, what did you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. I must take this time while the lines are down to append it. Only then will my masterpiece be complete.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Well, I never. To think anyone would try to tear me away from House Lorcus.
What?
What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dolheim or that dreadful Almedria, do you? You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family that has served House Valkyris for generations. Indeed, I do all I can to support Lord Ganabelt behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they are utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict, he puts Rennett's interests front and center like no one else. Why, he advocates that rather than stay confined to Linnagus, we should get on with colonizing Dana and expand our horizons. That way we will become masters of both worlds and overturn our current minority status on Dana's surface. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is this a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, a model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honor of joining him on the surface. As the father, it fills me with endless pride.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Renna succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Renna.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
Alright, there's no more here, so let's head to the next part of town. Anything over here? Anything over here? Back here? So there's one there, one there.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed, the effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Canaries. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almedria. If so, I urge you to listen well. In fact, I bid you listen carefully regardless. Have you ever noticed how in the history of Linnagus, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almedria quashed these doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previous family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. She is a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, who gives her enemies ne'er the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Almedria is a woman of talent, and no one in all Rinna better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Soon the age of glorious woman sovereign. Soon the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Linegas shall be upon us at last.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
What's out over here? Anything? Can't go that way.
Ridiculous.
How loathsome. Oh, I was just reading about Voron. How can I help you?
Okay.
I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Orwagil Hildress myself, were it not for his sudden death down on the surface. I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Orwagil is the true water lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. As for how Voron runs Ganeth Horus, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danans, but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where to the victor goes the spoils, but his actions go against what we as a people stand for. Besides, just what sort of family line is this house Ignisri? I don't know, and I butchered that again. Of his anyways. I never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest drudges of society. That such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral art capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of this makes any sense, not to mention all of the people around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Linegas don't really know much about Voron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Heros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shionne and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
Hey, we can move again. We'll do that next. You still got a little ways to go. Do that. I see a chest. Nothing there. Oh, cutscene.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfricht Milgras, the former lord of Cyslodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfricht whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
They're both packed, take us the same way. So we'll look around here, see if there's anything to collect. Nope, another cutscene!
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Well, now.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Interesting. And whatever her name was, I don't remember the name. She was taken by the Red Girl. That can't be good. Which means they're gonna do the plot of Dohalim's gonna save her. And she's gonna hate him for that. Or she's not gonna know how to react to that. Because I really do bet this is kind of what they said in narratively. Dohalim's friend, who he killed, she liked, and she hates him for killing the person she liked, right? But that's how the story's gonna play out, and now he's gonna have to save her, and she's gonna not know how to fill out at that point. That's a standard trope, right? Oh damn, there's an ant up here. Looking for anything that can be tucked away. Just like that. Which, if they're giving us an end, does that mean we're coming up on a fight?
This place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Know it!
Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shionne's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shionne. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
Alright, who was not watching us? And two, I came up with another possible outcome here. Dolheim could end up killing her. The red girl possesses her, whatever her name is. His friend. And we have to fight her, which ends up a killing blow. Yada yada yada. On the usual trope, she forgives him in death, understands what happened, you know, all that stuff.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Fast travel! Demise deceived me, or has my shop been blessed with Lord Dolheim and his servants? If there's anything I can help you with, my lord? Let's start with sell. Buy. That's sell. Let's actually look at buy. Go set it to the like. Wait a minute. This does not look like buying. Diamond Mill. Purchase and equipped. Forge, craft. Craft and equipped. Dark Main. Craft and equipped. Dark Main, that's what we need for the last book. Both these books are weaker than what she currently has. Got accessories. Still no! Damn it!
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
I have no idea what we're about to run into.
This is perfect! I'll have...
But I think just doing that should be fine. Alright, and just for the hell of it, we're gonna make a safety save here before something absolutely goes sideways on us. And looking at the time, we'll go a little bit longer. Ha! Well, we got some fights.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh!
I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menencia. I command you.
Threats to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
This one's mine!
Too strong.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. No, you can't. Dragon Form! Back to the blade!
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Radiant light! Rinwell, astral energy! Full throttle!
No, you can't.
This one's mine!
Dragon Form!
Well, fights.
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Let's see, Oh, you got SP. Let's do this next. Grape jump. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, that big ass thing we're gonna have to fight.
In a bind?
Now we're never.
Big blast! Blaze of fire! Burn in hell! Inferno!
These ones can run really around us!
Get toasty! Burn strike! Do it!
Rinwell, astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
My turn!
There! Dragon Hurricane Strike! Inferno! Do it!
Going in!
We did it!
Echo Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer!
Hurricane
Easy and smelling.
Yeah! And the pummeling to me!
Lady Fortune must truly be watching over me.
Ooh, we got enough dark mains. Yeah, we're gonna turn back real quick.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Let's craft trap in. Craft and equipped. Oh, we need claw. Oh, that took 3. Okay.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
That might not be the book that we're looking at. Oh.
Out of my way!
You're mine! Can't get out of this!
Eat this!
Dragon Swarm! Ignite!
Inferno
Dragon Swarm!
Going in! Make it work! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
I'm on! My turn!
Dragon Swarm! Go for it! Prepare to crumble!
Not a chance! It's on!
Dragon Swarm! Here's the evil! Inferno crossing!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Hook shot!
Not today!
Heal you all! Going in! Healing circle!
I'm not done! I'm not
Back
done!
into the fray! Lunar Path! Back into the fray!
Vacuum Blade!
Annihilate! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! First strike!
Annihilate!
Take this! Dragon!
Burning strike!
I've been doing really great lately.
We're gonna run back one more time.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Now strap in. That is not the book I thought it was. Damn it, never mind. For whatever reason, I was thinking Zestiria was what we need. No, we need Heavenly. Alright, let's fight these Galarians one more time.
That's far enough!
No further!
A freezing storm!
Here I come!
I'm on
There! First strike!
Burning
Sword Rain Alpha! Double Demon
Here's
Fang!
evil! Freeze Lancer!
It's over! No escape! I'm not done! Win!
All fitted you!
Stasis! Too fast!
Stand back!
I'll trip it up! Vacuum Blade! This one's all mine!
Healing circle!
Take this!
I really owe you one.
Hurricane Flight! Radiant Pierce!
You're finished!
Here goes Flash!
There!
Do it! Gentlemen! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
No backing down!
Try on board!
Power of
Eat
water!
this!
That has no weak spot.
Dragon Swarm! Time to cross blade!
Tiger Blade!
Explosive ring!
First aid!
Watch it!
You're mine!
Great sword!
Now you see what I can do!
This one's mine! Here's a healing dance! First aid!
Just getting started!
Eagle Assault!
Great Dragon Swarm!
Here's the evil! Here goes! Eagle
Watch
Freeze
this!
Lancer!
Here I come! Sword Rain Alpha!
The Black Assault! Healing!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisher! On guard!
Take this!
Maximum
Sever
Tear you apart!
Thunderous
Lightning Meteor!
devastation!
By the power of water!
It's on!
First!
Thanks, Kisara.
You hear it now! This one's mine! Inferno crossing!
I'm not done!
Burn! Shattering the pieces!
I'm not done!
Attack!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
We can really make weapons with this?
Okay, got that claw.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Smash you! One, eh? Dragon form!
Gemini Aqua!
No shield can stand up to these fists!
Make it rain!
This one's got your name on it!
To action!
Hurricane
The
Blast!
enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
Shield!
Do it!
Split it open!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
This one's mine!
Easy and snaring to me.
And bubbling to me!
Flaming Meteor!
Ready!
Swallow down!
Perfect move!
We're not finished!
Mirza! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Now we're never.
Look sharp!
Dragon form! There! Double demon fang!
Make it rain!
Jubilee! This one's got your name on it!
To action!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Okay, crispy.
Anything in
Dispose of the
armor.
trash.
You got
Take this!
Inferno crossing!
Stand!
Blast!
Dragon
Watch this!
there!
So much for talking it out!
Now you'll learn! It's over! Eat that!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Will this
No
help?
chance! Catch! Dragon form!
Healing circle!
That's the spot! All good
Sword
things
Rain
come
Alpha!
to an end.
Double demon fang!
This one's mine!
No escape!
Hurricane Blast! Make it rain!
Jubilee! This one's got your name on it!
To action! A comfortable win.
What's with that shining foe over there?
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
No backing down! I'm on!
No escape!
Reload!
Dragon freaking does it!
I think I'll pass on the handshake.
Sword Rain Alpha! This one's mine! You picked the wrong one! Dragon form! You're mine! Dragon blade!
I'll finish you here and now!
Dragon form!
Now I'm real
Charging
mad!
us!
That's what my shield's for.
God damn it.
Behind me.
Done! I'll leave it to you! I'm not done!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Big blast!
Win! Thunderous devastation! This one's all mine!
I'm just appreciate the help!
Thunderous devastation! Not today! Thunderous devastation!
Here, let me help.
Take this!
I'll tear you apart!
Burning strike!
You're my...
Blow away!
Dragon form!
Hang strike!
First strike!
This one's
You're mine! Dragon form!
Make it rain!
Lock! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Let's refrain from losing.
Oh, Rinwell got SP.
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Here I go!
Prepare to be healed!
Swallow dance!
Vacuum blade!
Here goes! Looks like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Now I'm in the zone!
Sliver dragon! Here I come! Dragon swarm!
Leave to me!
It's
going in!
Tornado Alpha! Double demon fang! I'm not done!
Igneous! That freaking does it!
Eat dirt!
By the power of water!
Here I come!
Lightning!
Dragon swarm!
Astral energy! Full throttle! Go!
I will you on guard!
No further!
Hang forward! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Take it! One more!
What's this?
Do it! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Not a chance!
Radiant
Dragon swarm!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Red Sage. Regen Crystal 1. Don't need 1, we need 5. That was level 4, it didn't let me take. Why? Because we are at the max. So we have to, because we can get regen crystals. I need to get regen crystals.
We've reached our destination.
Hands. 60. Target 4. That's what I'm looking for. That's 1. There's 2. Three. Four. Decrease the oracle L. CP cost down. So I need 3 CP cost down. 10. So that's 1. Two. 3. Cast time 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And another cast time 4. 1. 2. 2. Three. We still going? We still going? Oh, what happened? Something happened to the stream. Time to reconnect. What's going on with the stream? Hold on. Okay, we're back. I don't know what the hell happened there. Anyways, we're back. Woohoo! Looking for cast time. Okay. Craft. Mystic, can't create that yet. It's our reviver ring. Mystic, can't create that yet. Fairy, can't create that yet. Pretty much, we don't need anything else. We have all the skills that we want to transfer, and we don't have the material to create the ring accessories necessary. Usually I would keep like all the fours and higher, but since it's no longer necessary, the only thing that they're good for is leveling stuff now.
I'd like to check their...
There we go.
wares, if you don't mind.
Okay, we're gonna run a little bit longer. Pretty much my goal is to get us over here. We'll run down here and see if these things have respawned. Oh yeah, red sage. Let's give it to Alpin.
Get out of sight! Prepare to be seen! Dragon War! Come on! This one's all mine! Big blast! Megasonic thrust! Strike! By the power you're mine! Eat this! I'm not done! Lightning! It's here! Just getting started! No escape! Ignite! Burning strike! You're mine! Dragon War! Do it! This ends now! Consider yourself finished!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Mantis, if we can avoid, we're gonna avoid. Alright, those didn't respawn.
It's on! You got spirit!
Not in your dreams!
Damn it! Swallow dead! Talon Vacuum Blade! I'll punch that gun out of your hand! Now you'll learn! Damn it! Tiger Blade! Eat this! I'm just getting started! Here we go! Damn it! Too fast! Stand back! I'll chew it up! This one's mine! Dragon Swarm! Glimmer Dragon! I kill! Lost my focus! You're mine! My turn! Crescent Moon! Take this! Take this! Without a trace! Dragon Swarm! No escape!
You see what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
Double Demon Fang!
Do it! Zoe! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
There! And again!
Take this!
Mega Ray!
I'm on! Take this!
Do it! Now! Get toasty!
Burn Strike!
Ah!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
We're in for a long slog with this one.
Engaging!
Now we're not...
Not today! You're mine!
You think that shield will save you?
On my word!
Here, let me help.
Dragon Swarm!
Leave these challenges.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Here I go.
It's almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest. The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
We're not finished! Do it!
Lock! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
My turn.
Dragon Swarm! Vacuum blade! No escape! It's over!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I'm on it!
Burning strike!
Take this!
Inferno Strike!
Shattering time!
Dragon
Swarm!
This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen.
Oh, Lord got his SP.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shionne.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shionne. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shionne, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
We'll do the boss fight and then that's gonna be it. And we'll do a safety save. I assume there's a boss fight. They gave us a hill.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
Oh, come on!
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when—
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What?
No weakness?
I've never known Faria to control Zoogles like that before.
How that was a stone that looks suspiciously like a master sword.
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handled the Zoogle. Then we kept some answers.
Hit a word!
There!
Gravitas field!
Eat this! Dragon Swarm!
I'll tear you apart!
Annihilation! Radiant pierce!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Now!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Inferno crossing!
Explosive Ring!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here I go! Help!
Here I come!
I'm almost
Trickster! Dragon Swarm!
Blizzard blow!
Vacuum Blade! Burn in hell!
Searing flame! Reload!
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge!
Dragon Swarm!
Mega ray! Searing flame! Reload!
Dragon
Searing
Swarm!
flame! Reload!
Far enough!
Will this help?
I'm on!
Healing circle!
Take this!
I really owe you one.
Dragon Swarm! I owe you.
Great time here!
Explosive Ring!
Freeze Lancer!
Going in!
Healer!
I'm just getting
Dragon
These
Swarm!
sticks have got your name on them! Eat this!
Searing flame!
Vacuum Blade!
Blizzard blow!
You picked the wrong fight!
This is one tough cookie.
Not for much longer, he isn't.
Don't let up till it's all over.
Eagle Side!
Smash the pink
Wonder of Devastation!
Lightning meteor!
I really owe you one.
Inferno hurricane!
Not done!
Freezing storm!
It was nice while it
Dragon Swarm! Here I come!
Do it! This ends now!
We might be a little overleveled.
Now it's just her!
Faria, can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalie!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shionne, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You? Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shionne.
Huh?
Thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
Oops.
did that. And the other one was Dolheim. And with that, that's going to be it for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed and have fun. I intend on continuing tomorrow. I may do some running around during my lunch tomorrow and see if I can find some regen crystals, but we shall see. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed, and I shall see you the next time. Later.